Hey you folks, Cool18 here, and welcome to some more Let's Play of Banished. This is the live stream game where we have our small, harsh, hard... What's the other word? Mountainous, yes! I knew there was 4 traits. Map going on here. We're trying to maintain over 50 population for 20 years, I think is the goal. We've got no one working in the tailor shop right now. We've got plenty of coats. Just taking a quick look at the city. We've got things relatively spread out. We don't have a lot of room to work with. And... we still haven't started any trading. It still feels unlikely that we'll probably start to doing some farming, just because we can probably keep all the food we need just through just sort of gathering and hunting and that. But there's a part of me that thinks that one crop field would actually be a pretty strong idea. Although, who would we put to work there? We haven't even maxed out our existing stuff, so. Maybe that's not going to happen. We have a whole whopping 3 stone cutters, 5 miners. I think the 5 miners are going to be just enough to keep us in just enough iron to keep that working. And the tailor, I think we're just toggling on and off and on and off. Which really I could just leave on and have him be a part-time laborer and that would be fine. What are we still building? I don't know what I had queued up last time. Oh, right over here. House. Right, because I'd expanded my little hunting and gathering. Yeah, we're going to have plenty of food. We don't need to do any trading at all. I think there's an achievement for not trading. Oh, I think you need a big town, though. See, that's the one we're going for. Mountain Men. Wow, yeah. Tombstone is going to hit at some point in Brussels. 300 citizens without a trading post. Yeah, that's right. That's too harsh. No, or it's not too harsh. You can totally do it, but not on a small map. We need more space. And ideally, you'd probably do that by starting on easy, just so that you'd start off with some livestock of some kind and some sort of crop. Maybe 2 food crops, I don't know. Ba-ba-bum. People in chat are discussing the Olympic hockey games, because right now the Olympics are at an end. Currently, the USA is playing Finland. And tomorrow, Canada will be playing Sweden. So if you're watching this on YouTube, it'll all be ancient history. But as it is now, there's a lot of, like, questions about exactly what's going to happen. And then a bunch of people, hey, roast kestrel. Did I properly set that up? Yeah, roast kestrel. Kestrel's a bird, right? Also a mispronunciation of the famous run that Han Solo did in Star Wars. But I think they're going for the bird. Boom, 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 boom. Yes, we're going to pray to Tim Horton that that the Canadians beat Sweden. I mean, I don't like sort of like overt and crazy sort of nationalism and patriotism. I think it's a problem. Because, like, do I want other people that happen to live in a slightly different geographic region than me thinking that they're better than me just because of that? No. So hey, TKDBB84... Can we go back to roast kestrel? That was so much easier to say. And so why would I sit here and think that I'm better because I'm Canadian or American or anything like that, or that my hockey team is inherently better, or that the fact that, like, 20 people somewhere who I've never met in my life, their success somehow reflects on me and I reflect on them? No, it's bullcrap. But sometimes it's fun to watch competitive games. The uncanny tranny. Sometimes it's fun watching competitive games, and it's nice to have something to cheer for. So, by default, cheering for the country you happen to come from is, you know, perfectly reasonable. But, you know, other than that, I'm not going to go and be crazy about it. These names. So now people are just going to make, like, troll account names and subscribe. No, I'd be fine with that. Yeah, subscribe with your troll account names. I would not complain. I would appreciate your support on the channel. I don't know what kind of can of worms I've just opened. So reserve of iron is low, and stone as well. That being said, we did just finish our 2 stone houses. We do still have our quarry going there. It's very slowly. Everything's happening in sort of slow motion. Take it easy. I think I actually will dump a couple extra of my new laborers into mining, though, just to keep that supply up. Where's the rest of the stone being used? We still have 2 builders operating. Where are they? They're picking up resources. Yeah, but... where's the construction? Is there a stone road going up? Oh! I thought these 2 houses were done. It's this one that's still being built. Yeah, so we're still low on stone there, but I'm not going to freak out. I don't think I'm going to add more stone cutters. We're going to slowly let that build up. We don't want to run out of iron because we don't want to run out of tools. Well, okay, we have way too many tools. Eventually, we're probably going to want to trade. I think tools for food or something like that was like the sort of idea as a backup plan, just in case things go horribly, horribly wrong. Or, now that I'm thinking about it, it would really, really be nice to get sheep. I think that was my plan. I can keep getting leather from hunting, but if I could get some sheep and get a wool industry going up, then we could make warm coats, which would actually be very good in this harsh mountainous climate. Milling Man, 21. Now, what's the 21? Clearly you weren't born in 1921, were you? Maybe you were. 79. 89. 93 years old. That is very impressive. You know, I appreciate your support and also your contribution to World War II. Yes, I know I can upgrade wooden houses to stone, and we will probably do that. I don't know, I may have already done that at some point. Like, there's a stone house here and a wooden there. It's possible I upgraded this house to stone at some point. So we will want more stone. And we did get another laborer come of age, so I'll go ahead and increase my stone cutters. Just get a bit more. Plus, it wouldn't hurt if we could upgrade our roads to stone roads at some point, for example. We don't really have the resources for that, mostly because we don't have the population base to really work a lot of stone cutters. But it would be a nice way to keep the efficiency up. Again, this town, in a sense, is almost going to be a little bit dull because it's got to stay so small. We got to make sure our growth is very, very, I don't know, like on a certain pace. You also have to babysit to make sure we consistently have enough children coming down the pipe. Since I'm not going to be expanding my housing terribly much, I mean, we still have a little bit of housing expansion that went on now, and still a student at 22. America! Wait, are you going for like a master's degree, like a postdoc in farming? What's going on there? I don't actually know how the student stuff works out. I thought that if there was a school when you were 10, then you became a student. If there wasn't a school, then you became just an adult and started working. But apparently you can become a student later on because they're not in school more than 10 years. Bum 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 bum. Okay, stone. Technically a little bit of stone. Hopefully we got enough here. Yeah, we do. Just waiting for the construction to kick in. Lovely. A couple more laborers there. And we do want laborers. Food is still good. I would actually like to get a town hall up at some... Oh, I do have a town hall. Hey, hey. Population slowly growing. All right, in a controllable manner. Food generally going up. Excellent. Yeah, the wood industry is kind of suffering. We could, with our extra laborers, go ahead and dedicate more foresters there. I'd feel pretty good about that. Certainly, we don't want to run out of logs because we need to be able to keep producing firewood. To the extent where I'm going to go ahead and, like, overkill on my fuel limit here, like 2,000. Make sure we've got a massive pool of firewood. Because if something happens and we lose a whole lot of people, we could get in a situation where we don't have enough workers to sort of manage everything. Although that means less requirements in terms of food and whatever, but also, you know, the firewood thing, I'm concerned about, like, running out of firewood on my harsh map and having everyone freeze to death. That would be bad. Boom, boom. And people are saying 20 is the oldest they've seen a student. And I think that's normal. I think they start at 10 and they go for 10 years. Maybe there's some internal clock, like they just have to spend a certain amount of time in school. Like, I don't know if the students actually walk to school or not. It looks, there's a lot of people going in and out of the school. So the students must go to school. Maybe they just have to spend a certain amount of time there, and they just haven't gotten around to it. They've been playing too much hooky. That could be. Little questions about the mechanics, and curious how they work, you know? Food continues to go up, so I don't feel like I have to put more people in the food supply. Building has been done. Clothes is going down. Well, I mean, it looks like clothe. But if we say clothes... Clothes? I don't know. All of a sudden I can't say words anymore. There's a thing, I don't remember the name of it. You guys can Wikipedia it and link the words in the chat. But there's a phrase for, it's syntactic something. Oversaturation? Where you say the same word over and over and over and it like completely loses meaning and it just comes out like sound. That's one of the reasons when people like do meditations, they sort of repeat a word over and over and over and it starts to, we're gonna lose two. Two what's? That's the question. And it starts to lose all meaning, so then you can sort of meditate on that word because you're not really thinking about it as a word anymore, I think is the idea. Plus, it just makes you sound very cool to be like, Om, all the time. Whatever your... Is it a mantra? Am I using that right? I think so. Alright, blacksmith is capped out. That's fine. They can spend some time doing labory kind of things. Food supply, good. I think I'm going to build a trading post. I think we're going to see if we can't get some livestock going on. Got that little road there, which actually would have been a decent place for a trading post, but we can probably tuck it in right there. Let's get that going on. Now, we're going to need 2,500 value worth of stuff to trade. That's actually going to be kind of a challenge. How are we going to do that? I'm going to start slowly feeding things to the trading post. Yeah, we're going to start to sell excess coats, excess tools there. Very slowly, just shuffling things over there. And we're going to try to get sheep. I will probably have to put in a special order for sheep, even though that will increase the cost from 2,500 to 3,125. We don't have that much stuff to trade. Coinstar 1029. Thank you for subscribing. We don't have that much stuff to trade, though. And it kind of sucks to hit that. We could just be patient and wait for them to bring sheep naturally. And then buy it at a discount. We'll see. Right now, it's almost not worth putting in an order anyway, because we actually won't have enough stuff to trade to get it done. Where's my coffee? Any plan for sub emotes? Yeah! I do have a plan. I haven't figured out how to get it to work yet and all that, but we're going to work it out. If you guys have suggestions as to what the sub emotes should be, either in words or you want to do a graphic mock-up, email me at quill18@quill18.com. I would love it. I've got to figure out how to do it and what the sub emotes should be, but it's definitely part of the plan. We should have one for... Should we have like a Gilbert face? We should have a Brussels sprout. Ah, that's what we should have. Yeah. And like a French flag with the word Brussels next to it. I don't know how big you can make an emote. I think they're just like the small little icon things. Sheep can cost... Oh! Derp! 2,500 is the cost for like crops and seeds and things. Professor Chaos! 1. Professor Chaos 1. I feel like the 1 should be a joke. I guess like there was already Professor Chaos and you didn't want to be Professor Chaos 2, so you go 1, which is very sly because there was already 1. Yeah, it's seeds that cost 2,500. The sheep are cheaper. Cheaper. It's hard to say. And of course I only need to buy 1 because these animals reproduce asexually. Oh, that's going to be way easier to do. We could probably afford a few chickens too, just for food variety. Just a tiny little pen for them. I'll probably try to do as much of a sheep pasture as I can, just to get as much wool as possible. Although, I'm realizing one of the things you could do to protect against tornadoes is I could have 2 smaller sheep pastures. And that way I still wouldn't have to overkill how many people I have assigned to the job. But they would be protected. Yeah, that sounds like a really smart idea. We'll put a little sheep pen over here, because we have a storage bar and everything for the wool and the mutton, so that'll be perfect. And then we'll put one like over here or something. I think this area is not going to be a hunting cabin for much longer. Actually, no, these guys are still doing fine. I'm going to say they probably aren't picking that much stuff, but apparently they're okay. Oh, we could put a little sheep pen right in the middle of town. Why not? It'll be close to everything. Yeah. Humans in this game, I don't believe, reproduce by mitosis. I think you need a male and a female in a house, and then they start to reproduce. Other than that, I don't... And they have to be below a certain age. But I think only below. I think, like, if you don't have a school and people become adults at, like, 10, I think 2 10-year-olds can reproduce. Listen, what? I'm not here to judge. Or whatever. Maybe they're not humans. Maybe they're some sort of, like, aliens that come to maturity faster. I don't know. They're like orcs, right? In D&D, I think orcs become, like, fully mature adults at, like, 10 years old or something. And they go, like, burning down human villages. It's the opposite of something like elves. Elves become, like, mature, like, adults at, like, 80. Or some damn thing like that. That's because they live for 1,000 years. Well, again, it depends on what mythology. In, like, the standard D&D mythos, they're not immortal, but they do live for a very, very long time. Alright, stone continues to be a little bit of a bottleneck as we try to construct that. And we do have some extra laborers. I guess I will go and put a few more stone cutters in. I really like having the general purpose laborers. But we apparently could use a little bit more of a consistent stone income. The iron situation is groovy. We could probably pull back on a miner, honestly. But that's fine. Capped on the tailor. And I could raise the cap. And you know what? For now, I actually will. I'll like max out the cap on both the tools and the tailoring. I'll bring it down later as we start to feed things into the trading posts. But, although on the other hand, maybe I do want them to just create stuff forever and ever and never stop. And then we'll know for sure that we've got enough for other things. That's probably okay. Although there's something to be said about saving our leather until we've got wool. So yeah, don't go nuts. We'll increase the clothes limit for now, but we don't want to like burn through 500 leather. Whoa, did we just get 2 in a row here? Yes. Oh no, I saw someone say that in the chat. Now I've got to say it. I'm going to start with Belial 007. Obviously a secret agent from hell, right? Belial is a demon name, I think. And then we have Laban Schneid partner. Laban. It's like one of those rage comments. It's Laban, who has a sob. Laban's abs. Alright, I'm done. Thank you for subscribing. It sounds German. Or like German-ish. Might be like fake German for all I know. Have you guys seen the YouTube thing? There's a YouTube video out there about like how to pronounce German stuff or something, and it's like, it's amazing because it's all in German, but you understand what's going on. It's about like Barbara and her rhubarb pies, and Barbara opens a shop. There's like, and then because in German you can keep sort of like mashing words together into bigger words to like form these compounds, and at the end it's like just this giant word of like barbara bar 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 bar. Bug Hunter 801. Is this gonna be a stand-up fight, sir, or just another bug hunt? You guys have seen Aliens, right? I'm not just quoting that and people are confused about what I'm saying. Goddamn Aliens, one of the best movies ever made. Alright, stone going up, good. Construction, almost done here, excellent. Hopefully we get some sheepies soon. Sheepies, of course, is the plural of sheep. I'm gonna educate you guys. First, I'm gonna teach you how to pronounce German. And then, yeah. What's hard about pronouncing German, too, from, like, reading it, is that it doesn't always work out exactly like you think. Like, the word for thank you in German, it's spelled like B-I-T-T-E, right? I'm thinking that's the right word. But you don't, like, say bite, which is how I'd, like, just read it out loud. It's like, bitter. Like, almost like it's, like, bitter. But, like, doing the New England thing with the ER at the end, where it's not, like, an ER sound, it's an Nev09, thank you so much for having an easy name to pronounce, and thank you for subscribing and supporting the channel and the stream. I like live streaming. I'm going to try to do it more. That's still my plan. Still haven't expanded past Saturday. Although tomorrow, for those of you watching, sorry for people on YouTube, I will be live streaming in the morning while Canada plays Sweden for the gold medal final. We'll have some sort of game on the screen so that technically there's some sort of game playing, but we'll mostly be chit-chatting about the game. I'll like have a SimCity going that just will burn down while I'm not paying attention. Food, good. Tools, awesome. We need one trader over here, and then we need to slowly start feeding it some tools and some coats. So we're going to grab a chunk of our tools at hide coats over here. Grab 100 of those. So the tools are worth, what, 8? Yes, and the hide coats are worth 15. Oh, yeah, we're more than good now. Here, we'll just put 100 and 100. So that'll be 800, 1500. It's not quite enough by itself to get us seeds if we wanted to. But we'd be able to get a couple of sheepies just to get things going a little bit faster. And then if we keep that amount up, then we could potentially get some chickens or something later on. Died of old age, extra laborers. Good, good, good. Food still awesome. What's my food cap? Let's just make sure it's... Yeah, no food cap whatsoever. Oops. Collect as much as we want, and then, you know, I'll fine-tune numbers beyond that. Good. All right. Keep that going up. Keep the laborers. Assign something else. Build more houses. We've got kids. I suppose if they want something to do, we got 2 more subscriptions in a row, didn't we? Dan X de Sweden? Dan X de Sweden? I don't know. And Insane Flapjack. See, that's good. Now, flapjack is a pancake or something, right? Is it the same thing as a pancake? And I mean, obviously, some of those words do differ depending on regions, right? Like, some people will say, like, oh, crepe is a French pancake. It's not. A crepe is like a super thin kind of semi-pancake thing. It's like skinny, flat. Because, like, I went to Scotland, and you get breakfast there, and they're like, oh, potato scones. And I'm like, all right, well, I know what a scone is. It's kind of like a biscuit. And by biscuit, I don't mean a cookie. See, these words are so confusing. But, like, you get it. It's just like a freaking pancake, but made out of potatoes. And it's amazing. How's that? 2142. How many Hazas could there possibly be on Twitch? Or are you born in the future? I think I used that joke last time, didn't I? All right, we are full up on logs. Do we want to... We're going to increase the limit. Keep grabbing logs. It's okay. I'm fine with it. We're going to make sure everything is fine. Reserve of tools is low. It's not really low. I'm just whining a little bit. Yeah, good. Awesome. Things are great. Let me, now that we've got that done, let me pull back on my tailor here. And just keep, like, 25 coats kicking around until we can get some sheep. That's all. And then spend the rest of your time as a laborer. I could just assign more people to, like, either mining or stone cutting in preparation for a future upgrade. There we go. There's another dude there. Actually, let's go ahead and throw some more miners in and just make sure that the blacksmith... Well, no, the blacksmith's fine. Whatever, then. Get some more stone and things, and... hunter. Max that out. Good. Alright. What did you bring me, trader? You brought me seeds. Now, here's something... Let me pause here. Do the orchards die out from an early frost? Because here's what I'm thinking. We don't really necessarily want crops, because the crops will often die from a frost. Now, in real life, things like squash are a fairly bit more resistant to frost. I don't know for a fact that that happens in Banished. It looks like it might. Like, it looks like something like cabbage dies a little bit faster, but I'm not sure that's actually the case. So do orchards follow the same system? And if they do, would something like walnut seeds... Hello, Matty Moose. All right, listen, what you do in your spare time is fine. Sounding like a cow, that if you're into that, that's all right. Because I would think that walnuts would be relatively hardy against the frost. People are saying no, they don't. Like, the orchards don't get frost killed. So what I think I'm going to do... I do have enough stuff, don't I? Almost, not quite. I could get some walnut seeds. Long startup time, but that's okay. We're not short on food anyway. Let's bring some more food, some more stuff over there. Crops less labor efficient. Orchards don't need quite as many people though. Not as much as farming, I don't think. I might be wrong. Beans last long, get harvested early summer. Pancakes in Brazil is a roll of dough with minced meat. Sounds delicious. Yeah, we're gonna try walnuts. We'll see. Pause. Walnuts. Let's trade all the coats. Is it like 88? Oops. Yeah, there we go. Boom. I don't need to trade for any food or anything like that. I'm feeling fine. I'm going to zero both of these out. Well, or I'll leave 20 in there. I just don't want them to go and, like, grab all the tools and iron that are left. I wish this worked inverted. Instead of saying how much I desire to be here, I wish we could just say how much we want to reserve for the village. And then you could do something like, make sure I always have at least 50 tools and 50 coats in the village, and anything above this point, bring it to the trading post. That's exactly how it should work. Probably. I don't know. Walnut seeds. Good. Okay, let's get that set up. I think we might get rid of this area here. I mean, not that it's actually relatively productive. And what are we going to do? Build one orchard here? Tops? Whoa! Albert was trampled by a wild boar? I've never seen that before. And a bunch of people just died of old age. Okay, let's pull back a little. We're actually in good shape when it comes to food, so I'm going to pull back on the gather. Actually, let's leave the gatherers just for safety. And pull back ever so slightly on the miners and stonecutters. Keep the laborers in there. Okay. Alright, we've got plenty of both, so let's go and slowly build that total up again. More gathering, more gathering. And yeah, I could put a little one in there. It doesn't have to be maxed out, because this is not the main food source. I think we might just end up building this stuff in the village. Maybe, yeah, up here. That's what I'm going to do. Little quill. Oh, I like it. It makes me so happy. That'd be some dead space here. Because you could fit, like, a house if I did this. And then paused it. I don't know what's bigger. You know what? Let's just do this. Good enough. Walnuts. And we'll assign 3 people to start working on the walnuts. And I think that's okay. Like we could probably pull back on a couple of gathering fishermen. Because we have lots of food. So the fact that this is going to take several years to get started up is okay. Alright, I like it. I like it. A little more food variation. And then we're just going to sit tight and wait for sheep. We might put in a special order. Everything's good. Things are going swell. Watch the chat. Doop doop doodle doop doo. When I get seeds and stuff, I start off 5x5 plot for them. Then when the food system is managed and I'm looking for an extra expand, I make bigger farms. Yeah, it's a decent idea. And, you know, you don't need to make giant farms. As long as you know, if you make it just big enough. Actually, what would be interesting is to figure out what's the biggest plot you can make that just needs one person. Is it a 5x5? Actually, I suppose we can experiment on that. Let's go 6x6. No, 6x6 would only need one person. And if we did a 7x7? Still only one? Really? Unless I'm misreading things. Eight by 8? Yeah, so 3. Now, it doesn't mean that they can work it, like, super efficiently. Maybe it only needs 1 to get it set up. Hang on, let's go to 10 by 10 a second here. No, now it's 2. Oh, okay. Hold on. So the question is a 9 by 9 workable by 1? I would think not, but I'm actually surprised we got to 8 by 8. No, 9 by 9 is the smallest that needs 2. So, what we should do, we should set up an 8 by 8 and a 9 by 9. And then compare the two. A crop field needs 1 worker per 59 square tiles. Thank you. What we should do is then compare the efficiency. Can one person working 59 tiles in an orchard produce roughly the same amount of food as the 2 people in a 9x9. And then also compare that to a crop, right? Orchard versus crop. Because if you're getting a situation where a lot of your crop food just dies before you can harvest it, maybe you intentionally want to do that. Because what you can do is you can assign, I guess you can manually assign more workers. If I did this, then did that, now I would have 4 workers assigned here. I guess that would be the thing. 2 equally sized crops and orchards. So 2 orchards, 2 crops, all equally sized, and in one of them assign an extra worker and see what kind of difference that makes. Now, it might end up producing more food, but it doesn't necessarily mean it would produce a whole extra person's worth of food, in which case you'd just be better off making extra field. I'm curious, we'll have to do some tests. And yeah, the threshold might be 8x9 instead of 9x9, but I'm not going to test every possible combination. That sounds like work. Who likes to do that? Not me. Let's do that. Dying of old age. Extra labor is still kicking around. Good. Another trader coming. Yeah, we definitely have enough for sheep if it's an animal trader. It'd be nice if the actual ships looked slightly different. Actually, they're little rowboats. I don't know how they bring like tons of stuff. No, thank you. I think peppers are, well, in reality, are relatively hardy. But no, we're going to be fine with an orchard. And what we really want is sheepies. At the herb limit, and I don't think I want to raise that up anymore. Or do I? I mean, we could trade some food. We could trade herbs for food. Or the general purpose merchant if she shows up. I always say she because to me it looks like Mary. But I think it's Mari. I think it's a dude's name. 15 by 15 plot can be fully harvested by 4 people, but it's not as efficient per people. Yeah, see, we're going to have to do more of these tests. That's what we're going to have to do. More science. Ice our Joker? I see your Joker? Icer Joker? The problem with Twitch is I think you can't arbitrarily capitalize. That was a problem with a few other people's names where they sort of made a phrase, but because you can't like capitalize different parts of the word, which is probably good actually, you can't obviously tell where the word breaks are unless I guess you underscore things. That would be a possibility. I think I'm going to unpause this house. We're only at 9 kids right now, so we might have a slight reproduction issue. Again, we got to make sure that we don't end up with a, like, really bad population boom. Oh, 10 kids. Maybe we're okay. I'll let the last of the stone get brought, and then I'll pause it again. Oh, it needs iron as well. But that's fine. We got lots of iron. Oh, we don't have any builders assigned, so either way it won't be done, which is good. Okay. Everything's been delivered. We'll leave it paused, and if ever we want to build it, we can assign a couple of workers. Herbalist, good. Food, amazing. Everything is awesome. Tons of iron, actually. We could pull back on our miners at this point. I'll pull it down to 6. Stone cutters. You know what? I'm actually going to go up in terms of stone cutters. And I think what I'm going to do is start creating stone roads. I've got a few set up. Why not have more? Just to get more, like, efficiency in our villagers. A little bit there. I mean, I should really prioritize the most common roads. But it's hard to know exactly which ones those are. This doesn't require builders. Is it laborers that set up these roads? It must be. Because someone has to go and build them. Must be a laborer. They must come over with the stone. And then just plop it down and call it done. Right, I'm going to stop here because I don't know how much I've just like put through. Someone else died of old age, became a stone cutter. Okay. Food's still great. 500 logs. Yeah, I'm going to leave it at there. I don't want them... I'm fine with letting the trees grow a little bit more, so we get more mature trees, which means actually better harvesting in different areas, which is great. Like, being log capped is... it's fine. I could probably pull back on foresters, actually. Let's pull it down to 6. That way foresters being worked by 2. Nice and even that way. Hunters are maxed out. How much leather do we actually have kicking around our inventory? Tons, which is great. Let's go ahead and bump up. It's not quite enough for more seeds. Not that I want more seeds. I don't think I'm going to move anything else to the trading post, because now we'd have enough for a pair of sheep. We'll see. Although sometimes they come with, like, multiple animals. They might come with sheep and chicken at the same time, and that's probably worth getting. Builders are the ones who build roads. And they must be, because the roads aren't being built. But it's funny that, you know, they haven't actually put up a demand. Alright, well, we'll slowly get them built then. New child, staying at 100 people. Haven't decided yet what to do with this house. Oh, I should be upgrading houses. Derp, that's what I want all the stone for. Let's get that done. Throw in a couple more builders here. And there's a trader. Happiness is not maxed out. People are dying of old age, and I don't have a graveyard. So I'm going to want to get that set up real soon. We don't want someone going crazy from grief. Alright, bring me sheep. What you got? What you got? What you got? Chickens! So you're the livestock merchant. I'm just going to put in an order for sheep then. And yeah, let's do that. And some people are saying that there's a tendency of chickens, like, dying off. So that's not good. So let's go and go 50 and 50. So yeah, so we're going to make sure to get some extras there. Overpaying by 10, so I can go to 69. And get me 4 chickens. Trade that, dismiss that, close that, and we're going to set up some two small chicken coops so that we don't lose them all. What am I looking for? Pasture. We're going to tuck one in here. Ooh, that might be a little small. We want it like a long, oddly shaped one. $10 by 7. It is small. Might be fine. You know what? I'm going to be happy with that. And then we'll put one sheep thing there, and then we're going to put another one somewhere off in the distance. Alright. In fact, I'll do that right now, and it's not going to be very large. Because it's mostly just a backup there. We'll do a 10 by 10. 10 by 12. Just a backup so that we can't lose all of our chickens in one tornado. I mean, I guess a tornado could come at an angle there, but that would be very unlucky. Now, we may not have enough people to work all the herds, although we have a lot of food, so we could probably afford to switch over some gatherers or fishermen over to doing that. That would be okay. Yeah, that'd be fine. Alright, come on, get this built before the chickens all freeze to death over here in the middle of winter. That's okay. Chickens hibernate. They actually dig into the ground, and they hibernate for 4 months out of the year. True. Boom. Chickens. And look at that. It only needs one person to work it, so that'll be very nice. Oh, it's got a very high cap in terms of how much you can fit here, but that's okay. I guess I really didn't need to set up the second pasture because we're not going to be able to split this. I think people have established that you just need 10 things kicking around. You need an extra pasture that is worked, and you need at least 10 of whatever in one pasture before you can split it. I think is sort of all the criteria, which is not the most intuitive thing ever, which is why it has led to a little bit of confusion in the past. Let's take a look at our graphs. Log supply, okay, that's fine. We're basically capped there, so that's all that's showing. Population is rising. We don't really need it to rise. Food, all right, which is good. I mean, we shouldn't have a population crash at any point. But, I don't know. Reserve of tools is low because we keep taking it over here. Let me pull back on here. Same thing with the coats. We don't want to, like, well, actually, we can go a little higher on the coats. That's okay. But we don't want to not have any tools in storage. That would be bad. I'm going to go ahead and set up a second market vendor over here. And then pull back on the builders. So yeah, the backup chicken coop. So we'll just have to wait for these numbers to increase. And then we'll split the stock. And then we'll be nice and secure. We're going to have tons of food from that. Which really does mean that we could free up one of these hunting, gathering spots very easily. There's actually a decent amount of room here for some stuff. Yeah, I don't know. We'll put in the main sort of sheep spot over here, and then a secondary one tucked in anywhere else. Yeah, that's fine. Hospital? I don't think we have to rush a hospital. The thing is, hospitals don't do anything except deal with disease. They don't improve health overall. So, I mean, you can build it and then just have no one work it unless there's an outbreak. And maybe we do want it ready. Because, yeah, we could have a horrible population crash from that. I guess. I guess it would make sense to be better safe than sorry. So we'll turn around that way. Sure, we'll build it. We're not going to work it. There's no point at all in having physician unless there's a disease, as far as I can tell. Because I don't think it even decreases the chance of getting disease. I might be wrong, but I don't think so. I think the diseases are perfectly random. Nope, we're good. We don't need any of that stuff. Go away. There we go. Good amount of supply there. 50 and 500. No, we'll just leave it at 50 there. That's okay. You can spend time laboring. More students happening. Come on, chickens, multiply. Yes! We're up to 6 now. For having a hospital slightly out of town so people who are ill go there and don't infect others living, working nearby. That's true. On the other hand, by having the hospital close, it means they don't have to walk very far, and therefore they minimize the odds of like just walking by people and infecting them. So I can sort of see an argument for both. Because they do get cured pretty quick once they're in the hospital, I think. Alright, 11 kids, which is good. Number of students have definitely dropped. But overall, we have a pretty good set of people coming in. Stone roads are being built, slowly but surely. Fair amount of stone left over. Not tons. I mean, a lot of stone has gotten used up by the hospital. And then some of it's being used up by the roads, but that's fine. 8 of 30. Yeah, and we suppose we don't have a worker here yet, but let me double check. Yeah. This worker's not going to be doing anything. So we just have to wait for that to get to 10. We'll leave the herdsmen going. Who cares? Even though they're not really doing anything, they'll prepare things. Yeah, we really do have an overkill with the pastures. I should have just made them smaller. On the other hand, I mean, I want 2 pastures for sure, so I guess make them as big as you can with only requiring 1 person. Why not? Yeah. Some people are thinking maybe we want more homes. I don't know. Again, 12 kids in there. We keep producing kids, which is good. As long as we're 10 and plus, I'm going to feel relatively okay with the fact that our population is going to maintain a certain amount of stability. Because we have, like, way more than we strictly need. We just wanted 50. And having more kids would mean requiring more food. Although we're doing pretty well there. You know, I could probably unlock this one. Honestly, with the extra businesses over here, we could probably just use something that's close to the pasture and the trading post. Alright, we'll get that one done. Sure, fine. Hospital is done, but we're going to have no doctor working there. Not until there's a disease. Oh, population actually did dip down a little bit. But that's okay. I think that's manageable. Oh, we can really upgrade more homes here. It'll boot people into the boarding house, but that's okay. I suppose I should probably wait until summer. Actually, summer will also make it a lot easier to find the wooden houses. See, like, wooden house, stone house. I guess if I zoom in, then I can see. But it is just a lot easier when there's no snow on top of everything. Yeah, we'll wait until they're actually done. Until winter's done, and then we'll just bulk replace all the houses. Probably. Well, we don't have that many builders to get things done quickly. We're actually a little bit low on laborers here. I'm going to pull back on miners a little bit more. Sure. And maybe pull back on gatherers by 1 as well. Just keep that pool of laborers. Very important for efficiency. And there we are. We are 10 chickens, so we can now split this. Perfect. Just unnecessary. Although, see, if you were herding for food, you might not want to do that. Because you sort of want to reach your cap faster so things get culled. Or you can just lower the slider there. I don't know if they'll multiply faster by being split up like that. But it's fine. Now we've got just security. Sheep. Sheep, sheep, sheep. Sheep, sheep. Sheep! Alright. Dos. Um, 57? There we go. That works. Trade. Dismiss. Okay. Now we want 2 pastures. There we are. 1. Well, let's let that one get built first. Oh! What happened? Was I overlapping somewhere? That's the main one, then we'll have a backup somewhere. And then I'm going to feel very good about things. And we really do want lots of sheep, because we want to be able to shear lots of wool. We don't necessarily need it for the food so much, but the wool production is going to be great. Food, good. Population, okay. Good number of kids. There we go. More kids. Nesto! Sounds like a product. I mean, I guess it's because it sounds like Nestea or Nestle or something. Or Prego or Nesto. You know what I want? I want one of those Nest thermostats. They look really cool. I can't... Oh, what happened to all my tools? Oh, because we traded them away, so they're all getting picked up here. Whoa, 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 the bus. Oh, well, they're basically... Tell you what, let's cut it down to 50. So roughly half of this stuff is going to get moved back to my market. And then we'll start increasing the count again. Nestor, the king, yeah. Pesto? Yeah, it does sound like pesto. Sheeps. And apply another herdsman. Great. Nomads. Okay. So, in Brussels, I have never turned down nomads, but I think we're going to be turning them down here. Because our only goal is a stable population. Nomads won't actually assist on that. Also, these nomads may show up uneducated. And I would like to maintain a fully educated populace. I think I'm going to turn them down. Oh yeah, and I'm supposed to be upgrading my houses. Thank you for the reminder. Probably want some extra builders to be able to do this in bulk. Well, we'll start 1. We need laborers to shuffle things around and everything. What are we going to do about this? Where are we going to take away people? Well, we've got lots of food. Let me cut that down, because we're going to do... We've got the yields going on here. Yeah, we're fine on food. If something horrible happens, we can kill a few of our animals as well. It sounds so mean. And it is! Louis C.K. does a great sort of comedy routine about, like, sort of calling out the hypocrisy of people when it comes to, like, animals and, like, not eating this or that or whatever. Like, you know, oh, I don't eat dolphin, but, you know, tuna is fine. Because fuck tuna, right? And it's like, okay, well, I admit that, like, dolphins are clearly, like, quite intelligent. And we probably shouldn't eat them. But the idea that, like, you know, we draw a line based on, you know, cuteness and media and whatever. Ludicrous. If you're not comfortable eating an animal, you shouldn't eat any animal. I'm not a vegetarian, so I'm just as guilty of it, but at least I'm sort of aware of things. Now we can have a whole chat in the comments about vegetarianism. That's great. We can see how many old, tired jokes people drag out. Bring that, Because we've got lots of stone. Although, no, I want my builders to mostly be busy rebuilding houses. Extra laborers is good. We've pulled those back. Food is good. That's good. Herdsmen were maxed out there. I do want to set up... Well, I guess I don't have to set up my backup pasture now, because the sheep will actually take a little while to get there. And this can only fit 12 in the first place. Change tailor production. I don't think we've got any wool yet, but that being said, we've got lots of coats. Let's go ahead and switch to warm coats now anyway. It'd be nice if we could switch to steel tools at some point. Do we want to build a coal mine? Do you want to build a snowman? Yeah, so I watched Frozen last week. Wow, what a good movie. Okay, lots of people getting very unhappy. We need to get a graveyard set up. Where are we going to do that? We don't need a massive one because we're never going to have that big of a population. Do you do it outside of town? Do you do it in town? In town's such useful space. Another trader. Do we have we don't have a church. We should set up a church with a small graveyard behind it. See what the trader has for us first. Coats, pears, firewood, mushrooms. My health is decent. I mean, we could get a little bit more food variety by, like, importing some pears. You know what? Let's do that. Let's grab all those pears. Boom. There. Da-da-da. Someone's asking what a church is for. The church increases happiness of people. The church preaches about the fact that there's like an omnipotent figure manipulating and controlling their entire lives, every part of their existence. Now, some people don't believe that, but those people I sent off to work in the mine so they can get crushed by a rock. I guess we'll build a chapel here and we'll do a graveyard on the other side. I mean, that's a lot of central town space being just wasted. But what am I going to do? I don't need much more in the way of houses. Yeah, it's fine. We're going to do that. And we'll set up a graveyard as well. Do we want to, like, use the rest of the space for it? Well, probably... Well, we might actually fill it up. You know what? Go ahead. It's fine. Assign a couple more builders, short term. Tailor, right, has no wool yet, which is okay. We're good on coats. In fact, we're going to make sure that we stay good on it for a while. We're going to pull back on the hide coats. Actually, we'll dump them entirely. We'll leave the tool demand there. So make sure our village has plenty of coats kicking around while we switch our production over to wool. Yeah, just flicking every now and again. I don't know if, like, the sheep get sheared, like, only in the spring, or how does that work, actually? I'm curious. And do they change graphics? Oh, we'll have to pay attention. That'll be quite cool to see. Chickens. Growing and growing. We have 10 in both. Wonderful. Excellent spot for the graveyard. The deceased will nourish the walnuts. Thank you, Sir Viver. That is an excellent point. That is an excellent point. Well, plus we've got the sheep farm there. I don't know if chicken poop is also good as a fertilizer. It's probably. Sheep stuff, definitely. That's like some of the best stuff you can buy. If you're ever setting up like a garden or planting some trees in your yard or something like that, get yourself some sheep manure. Tool shortage. I don't know why. There's technically plenty, but I guess it's probably getting moved around in an awkward way. Let's drop this down to 70. Make sure there's plenty in the sort of the stockpile here. Some of the tools may have been getting moved around or some weirdness like that. We're capped on coats. Okay. So yeah, let's go and grab some of the hide coats again and make sure the production stays up. Not that we have much in the way of wool. We have no wool. Cemetery almost built. Just waiting for the actual builders. I think all our stone roads are down. I'll probably build a road here since I clearly can't have any more buildings. Right there. Do I have a well? Yes. Okay. Of course, we just had a... Oh, I'm about to spoiler things for Brussels, which hasn't been posted to YouTube yet. Oh, we have no stone. Hang on. Don't build any more of those roads. We're running out of rocks. But yes, something about wells and fires I was about to spoil in regards to Brussels. Stay tuned! Watch the next episode. It's going to be awesome. So we need a priest, or a cleric rather. Cleric looking for group. That's what they should add to Banished. Raid dungeons with dragons and monsters and things. It's 4-0 for Finland? I feel really bad, USA. Did Canada, like, break your spirit? You're like, screw it, if we can't get gold, we don't want anything? I'm gonna have to go and watch the VODs there on CBC and see exactly what the hell happened. I mean, like, I don't want to, like, poo-poo Finland or anything like that, but I'm pretty sure in terms of, like, NHL budget of players that are on the international team, I'm pretty sure America has a much larger one than Finland does, and Canada has the biggest. That was it. Like, when we were getting our, like, almost not winning against Latvia, we're like, okay, the total salary of all the people on the Canadian team is, like, 156 million. And, I mean, there were some NHL players, I think, on the Latvian team. But, like, nowhere close to that many. And, Olympics, man. Oh, crushed by a rock. That is so sad. What's my education level? 100% educated, 99% clothed. It always says 99%. I don't know why we never get to 100% clothed. Is it some people who have, like, slightly tattered clothes? I mean, we've got lots in the bank. It might be a calculation error, and... would that affect... because there's an achievement for it, I think. Yeah, 200 warm coat. Oh, well, okay, that doesn't mean 100%. All right, you just need 200 people who are clothed in warm coats. All right, that's manageable. Chickens coming up, good. Producing eggs? Producing eggs. Did we produce wool? We produced a whole 6 wool this year. Well, we didn't have that many sheep. Oh, little baby sheep. Aww. How cute. Food, awesome and still growing. Let's take a look at our graphs. Graphs are good. Population, totally stable. Exactly what we want. We've got, like, I don't know, like an 80% overhead of where we, like, technically are targeting, which is fine. Food is good. It's sort of stabilizing over there, but that's actually not a bad thing. As long as we don't get a population boom. 10 kids in the queue right now, which is good. Ideally, we might, you know, that's the minimum that I want to feel safe, but that's all right. And good number of students, more adults kicking in. Oh, we have a merchant. I don't think we want cattle. Actually didn't mean to dismiss it entirely. I just meant to close the window. Because I think in terms of, like, person power, the gathering still does better for us. And, yeah, it does need more space. But I think we've got more than enough food for everything we need. I don't think we need to set up a cow thing. Although, you know, a little bit more food variety may not have been bad. Wow, the happiness of people is terrible. Maybe we want to set up booze. I don't know if we're growing anything that we could convert into booze. Oh, no, we're picking berries. I think we can convert some of the berries into booze. All right. That's fine. Woodcutter, we're at the fuel limit. Yeah, we've got tons of that. Legitimately at the limit, which is great. Wooden houses, wooden houses. There, we have some stone. Well, just enough stone for one house. We really have to do this, like, kind of slowly. And that's okay. That's totally fine. More wooden houses over there. And we'll just let it happen. Let's grab some more tools, and that's okay. Mine, still lots left. Quarry, still a good amount left. Everything is great. So, we've been playing this session of Banished for about an hour now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a break here, and when we come back, we'll see what we're doing. I'm not sure. Well, I'll have to talk to some people and see what's what. Alright, see you in a bit, folks. Bye-bye.